According to Webster, a demon is an evil spirit, a source or agent of all harm, distress, or ruin. A supernatural being of Greek mythology, intermediate between gods and men. One that has exceptional enthusiasm, drive, or effectiveness. Question: why would a demon need to be an intermediate between gods and men? To begin, I want to play this video I found while putting this video together. Shout out to Peep This Worm. That's WOM podcast. I think the WOM stands for word of month or word of mouth. I thought this was the perfect video to use because of what I wanted to express.
For you guys, not to, before we jump into the social media aspect. So I know that I catch myself a lot of times harboring a bit too much on negative motivation because you know me. It's one of the things I feel like maybe sometimes holding grudges, but it's like I feel like pain just makes you stronger because you know what that feels like and you want to, use that as a boost. Sometimes when you're too comfortable, it's hard to get things done. With that being said, do you ever find yourself sort of like delving too much into that negative motivation pool sometimes or ever?
Yeah, I can say I'm as a person who's definitely, I can, say for myself, like I do live in my head at times. And sometimes it's not the best thing to do because then you get so caught up into it, you're stuck into a loop. And I feel like it could kind of obscure your vision at times. Like, yeah, you use it as your motivation and stuff, but I feel like don't dwell on it too much. Don't harbor, from that energy so much, because then I feel like at the end of the day, you're still not going to be at, you're not going to be at peace.
I'll never be at peace. I know.
You'll never be
I'll
at
never
peace.
be at peace.
So you have to have a level of, like patience with yourself and love for yourself and kindness to yourself, which we very rarely do ever give ourselves. We will be the first one to give it to someone else rather than ourselves. And then we be like, damn, like, why am I so harsh on myself? And then sometimes I have to go back into my files and be like, damn, like so, like I've been through this and I overcame it. I've been through that and I overcame it. Don't be so harsh on yourself. You know what I'm saying? This may be a little bit of a drought or a little dry season, but just keep pushing forward. You've done it before.
You can do it again.
You can do it again. And if you could do it again, you could do it again another 3 times. You have it within yourself. And that's why it's always great to have those stories of, success and those breakthroughs that you can always go back and refer to, as you can use that as well as ammunition and fuel to push you forward. Then the opposite of, the negative, like, damn, I faced all of this and I still overcame. So I would say don't dwell on it too much. It's good to use it, a little bit of yin and yang.
Yeah, of course.
But don't become like Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren is my dark side.
I mean, you said Kylo Ren, you ain't say Luke Skywalker.
It's duality, true. So yeah.
In the Two Vehicles for Two Entities video, we talked about how it wasn't until the dark matter became aware of itself that it became curious, because now it can see at this frequency called light. I talked about in earlier videos how there is no such thing as right or wrong, but I forgot to state right and wrong exist when you are subscribed to a system. A system has rules, so within a system we become warriors of deficiency or virtue, which is the conformity to a standard of right.
I'll be right there.
What's this?
Oh, I found that when I was about your age. It's a cocoon. I was on my way home from school. Saw it lying on the ground, just sitting there, moving around, something inside. So I got down on my hands and knees and I looked real close, and I see this moth struggling to get out, but he couldn't do it. So I reached down and tore open the cocoon, and out he came, takes off into the air and flies away. But then all of a sudden, down he came, into the ground, dead.
Dad? What happened?
I interrupted his journey. We all have cocoons, Ryan. It's the struggle to free ourselves that makes us whole and gives us the strength.
There were 3 things that led to me making this video, but I'm only going to talk about one of them because the second and third one go with the next video. Going back to our initial question, why would a demon need to be an intermediate between gods and men? We stated in the Becoming Divine Feminine and Masculine videos, to be divine means to be of, from, or like God or a God. To get there, we must experience darkness or some type of alter ego or experience.
Like when you're getting ready to go on stage and perform, does Sasha Fierce, when does she show up?
Usually when I hear the crowd, when I put on my stilettos, when like the moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
But no, is it like a process that happens too? Like you were talking about the high heels, like once the lashes go on and the makeup and all that stuff.
It's kind of like when I do a movie, becoming the character. Once you put on the wig and once you put on the clothes, you walk different. It's kind of this character that I've created over the years.
And how is Sasha Fierce different than I am?
Well, I know, you know, definitely wearing that bodysuit. I could never walk out here and do that.
Does Sasha Fierce ever go home? Like,
sometimes, but I not often. Only on special occasions.
She ever show up? She shows up sometimes at the house.
But definitely when I'm nervous or whenever I have to perform, whenever I have to do choreography or something that's difficult, and it's no different from anyone else. I feel like we all kind of have that thing that
Hopefully,
takes over.
if y'all notice in the video, Beyonce's divine masculine energy is fluid, which is how she is comfortable with altering her ego to stabilize her nucleus. Sasha Fierce is her neutron, and the person she was portraying to Oprah was her proton. So if we go back to period 7, which houses the most powerful elements, they have the most electrons and isotopes, hence Sasha Fierce, Beyonce's isotope. God continually creates with the same ingredients, but at different frequencies or perspectives to produce different. Going back to the beginning, which is hydrogen, Sasha Fierce will be the proton and Beyonce will be the electron. These two eventually form and stabilize her nucleus, making her friends the electrons, or fundamental particles. Referring back to our response to Rebecca or the fundamental video, the electrons deal with strength, efficiency, and commitment. This means that her fans are strongly committed to her on an efficient basis. This commitment is represented by the AL and fundamental. This is how she becomes so influential or powerful. The same can go for you. This your boy G Double B, giving you perspective.